All right, let's look at another example. And again, as you've gone through this lesson, there are so many different kinds of equations out there. I really can't begin to show you all the different trig equations and even examples or give you practice. So I've tried to focus on some of the big ones, and I've kept it pretty straightforward with the unit circle. If it's not on the unit circle, then we bring those inverse trig functions into play. So it works very similarly. Let me just go ahead and present one multi-angle equation here. So cosine of 3x equals 1/2. Now it is on a definite interval, just 0 to 2 pi. So that means there's a set number of solutions, right? So our solution wouldn't just be plus 2 pi n or whatever where we've got infinite solutions. There are a definite number of solutions. Let me show you how I like to solve these. And so as I work with these, I like to go ahead and substitute. I think this makes it easier to see. So I'm going to say u equals 3x. Okay, so here's really what we're solving. Cosine of u is 1/2. Well, that's pretty straightforward. Now, I'm going to ignore this for a second. What angle gives me 1/2 for cosine? Well, let's go find it. So right here, so I've got pi thirds. In fact, I'm going to do this. U equals pi thirds, plus it'd be every time it came back to that. So I'm going to say 2 pi n or 2n pi. Well, is there anywhere else? Not over here, right? Those are negative for cosine. So we do have one down here though. So it's also at 5 pi thirds. So let me just circle that. So pi thirds and 5 pi thirds. So u could also be 5 pi thirds plus 2 pi n. You may be wondering, well, why did he write that 2 pi n? Here's why. I'm not solving for u, I'm solving for 3x. So let's substitute back in. So 3x equals pi thirds plus 2 pi n. And same thing here, 3x equals 5 pi thirds plus 2 pi n. Now if I solve for x, I'm going to divide that 3 through both of these equations. Let me come down below. Let's see what that would give us. So I would get pi ninths, right? Pi thirds divided by 3 or times 1/3. So pi ninths plus 2 pi thirds n. And then I would also get 5 pi ninths plus 2 pi thirds n. Now, those aren't going to show up in my final answer, but this helps me kind of count my way through it, right? And if I think about this, 2/3, another way, that is 6 ninths. 6 ninths, right? So I could add a common denominator there. N represents integers, remember. So now we can count our solutions out. So we start at pi ninths. Well, I don't see pi ninths on here. That's okay. But pi ninths is a solution. So I'm going to start making my list. So pi ninths is a solution. And what if I add, well, 5 pi ninths is a solution. Let's just start with those. How about 6 pi ninths? So pi ninths plus 6 pi ninths, right? If I put a 1 right here, so that would be 7 pi ninths. That would be a solution as well. And how about 5 pi ninths plus 6 pi ninths? Well, that would be 11 pi ninths. So that's going to be a solution as well. What if I put a 2 in here? So pi ninths plus 12 pi ninths. Well, that would be, or hold on, 6 ninths. Yeah, 12 ninths, right? So 1 ninth plus 12 ninths would be 13 ninths. So 13 pi ninths. And then 5 pi ninths plus 12, so it would be 17 pi ninths. Wow, we got a bunch of solutions, right? Let's see if we've got any more. So if I put a 3 here, 3 times 6 would be 18 ninths. So that would be 19 ninths. Well, that's more than 2 pi. So same thing here. And so here are our solutions. There's a bunch of them. So that can happen when we get these multi-angles. And that's why I write out this general expression and then go ahead and solve, because you just have to kind of count your way through the unit circle. So we've got what, 2, 4, 6 solutions. Let me just bring up a graph from Desmos so we can check that. Notice pi ninths, 5 pi ninths, 7, 11, 13, and 17. So we've got, oh, of course, no, that wasn't one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are all those solutions that we saw. And so again, a little bit tricky there, a little different. It works the same. I just wanted to demonstrate one of those for you. Okay, don't stress out about it. But that is an example of solving multi-angle equations.